Is there not an entire section on this subject?
Yes, I may have changed my mind in the meantime on that, so it's unfair. I may have changed my mind about Mithra, for example.
Is your book for sale back?
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you.
But have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so.
Let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, let me.
Say it like you mean it. This is my Bible.
What up? I got something to say.
Hey, what's going on, fam? Welcome back to Let Me Tell You, episode 81. I'm your host, the Evangelical Norm. So I just wanted to do a real quick, hopefully less than 15-minute video, just give you my reaction to the debates last night. The debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. If you were able to join me and watch live as I live streamed and gave a little bit of reaction, I mean, this thing was so all over the place that, I was thinking there would be a couple of places where I could interject while the debate was going on. That wasn't going to happen. So got through pretty much all the debate until the very end. And then I kind of gave a little bit of live reaction. I want to record it and get it on the podcast just so it's there, maybe to come back and go, I was out of my mind, or, right in what I was thinking about and talking about. So, just a little clip that I don't know who made this clip. I think the Washington Post did. Just a little taste of what debates were like, and the title of this is Chaos Reigns, and literally chaos reigned at the debates last night. So let's just get a little taste of what happened if you didn't watch.
Mr. President.
You're talking about 2 million people.
You're not President as the moderator. I'm the moderator of this debate, and I would like you to let me ask my question.
I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar. And by the way, maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm, and that would take care of it. This is the same man.
That was said sarcastically,
that was
and you know that. You graduated last in your class, not first in your class. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. In 47 months, I've done more than you've done in 47 years. You talking about Hunter? Are you talking about Hunter?
I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about
I don't know Bo. I know Hunter.
Yeah,
Hunter got thrown out of the military.
You're the worst president America has ever had.
A radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen.
Will he just shush for a minute? It's hard to get any word in with this clown.
His final question.
The final question is, I can't remember which of all his rantings was.
I'm having a little trouble myself. If you want to switch seats, we can
very quickly.
We can do that. When a president, I'm going to ask a question.
And this guy,
I want to see an honest ballot count.
Gentlemen, you say that's the end of it? This is the end of this debate?
Honest ballot count.
We're going to leave it there.
All right, so there you go. There is the the debate. It just insanity from beginning to end. So just kind of a breakdown. Did this debate help anybody? It didn't help Trump. What the
campus of Case Western Reserve University.
Just a second, sorry.
I'm Chris Wallace of Fox News, and I welcome.
I thought we got rid of you. Thank you. Goodbye. So I don't think it helped Trump at all. And here's the thing. Debates, once upon a time, debate was supposed to be so you could really get a feel for a candidate's position on issues. I don't know that any debate in the last 20 years has really done that, because we've literally gotten to the point where politicians don't ask questions. They definitely don't answer the questions that they were asked, and and then they go on to talk about something. This continually through this debate. I mean, the first debate was, or one of the first questions was talking about, well, they started out talking about Amy Coney Barrett and ended up somehow in talking about COVID. And they were like, and Chris Wallace is like, well, we'll get to COVID later. Let's move on with it. And then it was like that. There's a question about taxes, and Joe just kept bringing it back to COVID. Obviously, there were points where they were intentionally trying to get things in. Joe is running on the fact that they're trying to convince everybody that Donald Trump horribly managed COVID, the pandemic, which really Donald Trump didn't do nearly as bad as Cuomo, and they're calling Cuomo a hero, and he horribly botched COVID in New York, and so, but that's the one thing they have to work with is 200,000 deaths due to COVID, and they want to blame it all on Trump, and Trump is going after. I mean, Trump is going after who knows what. I mean, he's gone after Biden's time in office and have done nothing. Hunter Biden and misappropriations or unethical activity in that, and so again I don't know that I got a real good idea of where either one of these guys are on any of the issues that were brought up. So I don't think it helped either one of their case. I mean, the situation with Trump is it doesn't matter what Biden says. People have already made their mind up on Trump. And you're not going to change their mind. You've got the Trump cult that Trump can do absolutely no wrong. No matter what he does, literally what he said during the primaries, he could literally walk out on Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and that group of people would still think he is the greatest thing that ever happened to this country. And then you have the Trump derangement syndrome, folks, where no matter what, I mean, he could call up and sing happy birthday to a 100-year-old woman, and the left would be angry because he ignored the 99-year-olds. Right? And so there's nothing Trump can do. I mean, Trump sneezes and it's a lie. And so there's that. And then you've got people like me who kind of sit in the middle, who are like, okay, we can see good things that Trump has done. We can see ridiculous things that Trump has done. And we recognize that he should lose his Twitter account. He shouldn't, speak in public without a teleprompter and blah, 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 blah. But there are some of the policies that have been very beneficial to the United States. Again, under this president, we have had, at one point before COVID hit, we had the lowest unemployment that we'd had in decades, and especially for the African American community and so on. So there have been some really good things that have come out of this president. And honestly, as much as I do not like Trump, on a moral and personal basis, I can't imagine that Joe Biden would bring anything to the table other than horrible leftist policies that would reduce this country to rubble. And it's an exaggeration, and then again, the reality is there's not going to be a Biden administration. If he wins, 15 minutes later, the 25th Amendment is going to be invoked, and Kamala Harris is going to be, center stage inaugurated as a president if Biden wins. So again, I mean, nothing Biden could say, even if he got up there and said, it doesn't take a lion tamer to figure out whether or not the trees on the north side of the canyon will withstand the pressure of another Night Rider season. Come on, man. I love David Hasselhoff. Right? I mean, and that was what I truly expected from Biden in this debate. And the truth is, Biden did pretty good. Biden did a whole lot better than I expected Biden to do in this debate. I mean, I expected meltdowns like that. I expected the off the wall, corn pop diatribes and so on. But that didn't happen. There were a couple of places where it seemed like he was losing his ability to think of a word or something like that. But the honest thing is Trump was just as bad on that, of not being able to keep track of a thought. It was like he started talking and then like mid-sentence he was off on another tangent. And so again, we're looking at these two old men, two old white men, and then they get into trying to talk about race. And I wish we could get a politician to just say yes or no. And Joe came closest to that in some of the questions that he was asked. But still, they can't just leave it alone. I mean, the very last question was, if essentially, will you accept the results of the election once it's certified? You know, once everything has been examined, all the ballots are all in and they've been looked at and made sure that everything is on the up and up, will you accept the results of the election? And Trump could not just say yes. He had to go on and talk, well, they're going to cheat, they're going to do that. It was a blah, 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 blah. Mind you, I do not put it past the Democrat Party to be above cheating, but neither do I put it past the Republicans. Yeah, they just would cheat in different ways, and that's the reality of it. And so, but Trump couldn't answer yes. He couldn't give a straight answer in, yes or no answer when talked about, will you condemn, white supremacy? It's very simple, Mr. President. Yes, I condemn white supremacy. You don't have to go to the other side and start talking about Antifa. It's the same situation with the All Lives Matter. When someone says Black Lives Matter, again, separating that statement from the movement, which is, go and listen to the Cross Examines last podcast. I think it was episode 2, talking about BLM and witchcraft. Go listen to the Just Thinking podcast, where they did one essentially with some of the same stuff, talking about BLM and witchcraft and so on. So again, just the simple 3 words that say Black Lives Matter, we can absolutely say yes. And we don't have to go back to, well, all lives matter. Because that's a given. There's a time to talk about that and address that and so on, but we don't have to go there right now. You know, again, if I'm at a diabetes fundraiser, I get up and say diabetes is bad, I don't immediately have to go through the list of all other diseases and disorders that people could have and say those are bad too. So Donald, all you had to do is say, yes, I condemn white supremacy. On the other side, Biden only just had to say, I condemn Antifa, and so on. But again, Trump has to go in this whole thing of, well, you know, what about Antifa and da-da-da-da. And Joe's got to go, well, your own FBI guy said that Antifa is just an ideology and not an organization. That's a bunch of crap, because I'm not seeing people with Molotov cocktails and bricks and signs and burning down stuff. I don't see an ideology out there doing it. I see an organized group of people. So, Mr. FBI dude, you're wrong. Period. But I digress. I get off. Again, I wish we could get back to just some simple yes or no answers and a short, again, some of these answers, I wish I could get up there on a debate stage and have someone ask me about abortion, and where I could just go, are you opposed to abortion? Would you like to see Roe v. Wade overturned? Yes. Next. Right? I mean, there's no need for any other explanation. Most of these questions that have been asked are just yes or no questions. Donald wouldn't answer. He basically said that the whole $750 a year federal income tax was a lie. We'll see how that comes out. So again, nowhere did you see really Biden go full Biden in any of his comments. And actually, there were a couple of comments that were made, and I said during the live stream, that's a very powerful statement that Joe just said. And so, again, Joe is a much more refined debater than Trump is, and he's had practice, 47 years of practice of debates and so on. So, I mean, even as on the verges or the beginning, early onset or whatever of dementia, he still remembers how to debate. Donald Trump is just like a bully on a playground. And so, again, that attitude didn't help him at all. One comment of one of the guys, Josh, on the live stream that I did earlier was like, they remind me of Alfalfa and Spanky. And it did. It literally was like, little kids on a playground. They weren't trying to win the presidency. These guys were trying to win King of the Monkey Bars. And this has been my complaint about Donald Trump since the primaries, since he started talking about Little Marco and Lion Ted. I still don't like Crooked Hillary. I don't like any of these nicknames that are out there. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's immature. I think name calling is unbecoming, unpresidential. And so the reality, and I couldn't even say that initially I thought the American people were going to be the ones to win this because of just the entertainment value. And while it was fairly entertaining, it was a disaster. And everybody lost. Trump lost, Biden lost, the American people lost. Nobody won this. Chris Wallace lost. The moderator in this did a horrible job. But again, I mean, what do you expect him to do? I mean, I wish they would give these guys control of the candidates' microphones. So rather than just arguing, I'm the moderator, Mr. President, I'm the moderator. Let me just shut his mic off. It's really simple. It's 2 buttons on the moderator's desk. You interrupt during this guy's 2 minutes, we shut your mic off. You go beyond your 2 minutes, we shut your mic off. This is all valid ways to control and to moderate a debate. And no, the statements that were coming, I saw so many people parroting Trump's statement that, well, I guess I'm debating you two. And so, no, the moderator was not debating Trump. It wasn't like what's her name, Kendi, whatever, in the debate between Romney and Obama, where she literally was working on Obama's behalf. Romney was literally debating 2 people in that. This was not that situation with Trump, and it bothers me to see people saying it, but they are. So, there's not much more I can say. Like I said, it was a train wreck beginning to end. Name calling, Biden's calling him a clown, stuff like that, and so telling him to shut up, and it was ridiculousness. Supposedly was going to be the most watched debate. Up to this point, they were expecting over 100 million people to tune in and watch. I'm sorry, I hope you didn't pay. That's all I can say. I mean, Blaze was given a discount for people to get in on a subscription, to watch their responses to this. And as much as I think you should subscribe to the Blaze, I hope this wasn't the thing that made you because you need a refund. I think everybody who joined became subscribers of the Blaze or the Daily Wire or any of those guys that were putting out discounts and specials to join their clubs or whatever, their subscription, that become one of their subscribers. Anybody who did that using the debate and commentary on the debate as a incentive to join their subscription should give those people, anybody who joined, that should get a refund and a full year's free subscription just for the punishment they endured by watching this debate. I watched it on YouTube, and so I got no one to blame but myself. So there you go, guys. I'm really actually am interested in seeing the vice presidential debate coming up in 2 weeks, which will be held here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I was looking to see, hoping that I could get tickets for that, but it's only for U of U students. We're the only people they gave tickets to. It was open. They only did 300 tickets, and they were gone within minutes. So I'll have to watch it on TV again, but that's the debate to watch, because literally that is vice president and the presidential candidate upcoming. Like I said, if Joe wins, he's only going to be in there for a few minutes, and then Kamala is going to be the president, and she'll be 47. If Biden gets 46, she'll be 47. And so that's one we need to tune in for. So I encourage you to check that one out. I will, if I'm not working that night, I will live stream that one as well. I actually think that is, maybe it's not 2 weeks from today. Maybe it's only a week from today. We'll see. October 9th, I think, is what they said. So not quite a full 2 weeks from today. But we'll see. Tune in for that. If I can, if I'm not working, I'll live stream it, and we'll have commentary on that again. So thanks. Hopefully this was helpful to you. As always, preach the gospel at all times. Use words. They're necessary. And until next time, Soli Deo Gloria.